Hello and welcome to another RLR railway training video. Today we'll talk about the new style electrical cables being introduced to our carriage fleet, which currently carry our train buzzer communication and will in future be used to carry lighting and public address systems. As can be seen here, the old socket on the left contains 7 pins compared to 13 in the new socket on the right. As a consequence, a new 13 core cable has been introduced between the two. While our carriage refresh and refurbishment program takes place, there will be a mixture of new 13 pin to 13 pin cables and 7 pin to 13 pin cables. It is important to note which socket contains 7 pins and which contains 13 so that damage is not incurred by trying to put the wrong plug into the wrong socket. Here we can see one of the new 13 pin plugs being held in front of the camera. These are black in colour, are made of plastic, and they are also slightly longer in length. Compare this with one of the current 7 pin plugs, which as can be seen here is shorter, made of metal and silver in colour. It is fairly easy to see the difference between the two sockets. We will now look at how to connect the new 13 pin plug into its socket, as this differs from the current way of connecting the plugs. You will note that the head of the socket has a recess on the side, indicated by the white arrow which corresponds to a nib in the socket. The circular plate that holds the socket cap up when the plug is in the socket should be on the side before attempting to plug in. The plug should be pushed home firmly before being turned 90 degrees clockwise so that the circular plate is now at the top and the socket lid can rest on it. Now let's see that again from a different angle. You will note that the previously mentioned recess in the plug head, and indicated by the white arrow, is facing up to engage with the nib in the socket before being pushed in. It is important that the plug is pushed in fully to ensure all pins locate correctly and make a good electrical connection. Failure to do so will lead to problems when operating the buzzer system. You can clearly see here that the plug has not been pushed in firmly and a gap is evident between the plug and the socket. It is also important to note that even if not engaged properly, the plug will still turn 90 degrees and may lead you to believe that the connection is good. To rectify the problem if the gap exists, simply turn the plug 90 degrees anti-clockwise, remove the plug and try again. The same way is used to disconnect the plug in normal conditions. Never attempt to pull the plug out of the socket without turning anti-clockwise first. We will now move on to testing the buzzer system from both the driver and guard's perspective. This should be completed as part of the train preparation by the driver and the guard after any shunting has been done to marshal the train into the correct formation. Firstly, from the driver's perspective, switch on the buzzer unit in the cab and ensure the button lights up green. Then press the black test button. The buzzer should sound and cancel by pressing the green acknowledge button. Wait for the guard to press and test the acknowledge button in the guard's van. Ensure that the buzzer sounds, the green light illuminates, and reply back by pressing your acknowledge button. Then wait for the guard to press and test the emergency stop button. Ensure the buzzer sounds, the red light illuminates, and again cancel by pressing your acknowledge button. Now looking from the guard's perspective, firstly make sure that power is being fed to the buzzer system from the loco by checking that the yellow power light is lit on the buzzer unit in the guard's van. Press the green signal button, ensuring that the buzzer sounds and the green light is lit when the button is pressed. Once the driver has acknowledged, you may then press the red emergency stop button. Ensure that the red light on the buzzer unit is lit and wait for the driver to cancel. The buzzer system has now been tested in this guard's van and must be repeated for each other guard's van in the train formation.